First, these are some things to think about. Don't sweat the petty things, and don't pet the sweaty things. 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor. If man evolved from monkeys and apes, why do we still have monkeys and apes? I went to the bookstore and asked the saleswoman, "Where's the self-help section?" She said, "If I told you, it would defeat the purpose." I'm going to toss, but I'm still trying to figure that out.
Oh, yeah!
Most of you know that we have a professional musician in our midst, and now we'll ask him to perform. Bill Keller.
And I'll tell the story instead. So I'm here, I show up, I'll fulfill my contract. First let me tell you about this airline pilot. He flies his plane and lands it, and all the passengers get out. Now he's getting out, and as he's getting out, he notices this blind lady with her dog sitting there. He says, stops and says, "Would you like to get out and stretch your leg?" And she said, "No, I'm fine." For a season, he fights over there, and he's over there 2 years, but just before he leaves on the ship, he gets married to his girlfriend, Zelda. Now, 2 years later, when he gets her leave to come back home, Zelda meets him at the pier, and he comes off and he grabs something, and she says, "Look, we have a baby, and he's only 4 months old." Now this poor soldier, he said, "Well, wait a minute, something doesn't add up right here. Let me think about this. From what I know of kids, they must have fathers. And every time I look at him, it is so easy to see that Benny's from heaven and not from me." I was scheduled for 7.5 minutes, and I still have 1.5 minutes to fulfill my contract. It's a little serious poem. So, when things go wrong, what would you rather have when you look in the mirror?
Your choice. Mix them.
Do them both. When things go wrong, they sometimes will, and the road you're traveling seems all uphill. When you want to laugh, but you have to cry, but the funds are low, but the debts are high. When trouble's grinding you down in that pit, rest if you must, but don't you quit, for life is queer with its twists and turns, which every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure has turned about when he might have won, had he stuck it out. For success is failure, turned inside out, the silver lining of the cloud of doubt. You never know how close you are. You may be near when you seem afar. So stick to your guns when you're hardest hit. For when things seem the worst, when you mustn't quit. I don't want to leave you sad. If you get what you want in your search for self, you can make yourself king, queen for the day.
Sun, roll in the grass, chase butterflies, and do all those delightful things that only little puppies know how to do. All the while, Hooch stood guard over them. If someone happened by, Hooch would usher them back to the security of the... Okay. The local dog warden loaned us a humane trap, and our work began. 2, or sometimes 3, fluffs of fur would saunter over to the cage, smelling the tender chunks of fresh meat, and the temptation would prove too great. If they go and over they went, in they go and over we went, gathering them from time to time. When we returned, we found Hooch crammed inside. He had been confused and was desperately searching for his charges. When being hungry as the babies, he found those tempting bits of meat. He threw caution to the wind, and so became our final catch of the day. We knew what we were going to do with the adorable puppies with the fluffy soft fur and the bright brown eyes. Our local Humane Society would help us to find loving homes for them. But an older, seemingly unfriendly wild dog, we weren't so sure. So we decided to keep him in. That heroic, devoted, loving Hooch taught us all about unconditional love and simple expressions of that love, as simple as wagging his butt. Thank you. I rescue animals, and if you care to, later, not now, you're busy with another speaker, I have brought 3 albums of animals that I have rescued, including a horse. My friend who's head of the SPCA had a vet with her, and he said, we must kill him. She said, no, I'll let Ruth help. So I sent the herbs free for 4 months, and I didn't hear from her. And I have pictures before and after. I said, how's my horse? Oh, we forgot to tell you. He's gained 500 pounds, and we're riding him. I'll leave these for you to look at if you want to.
Although we stole your chair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we.
Elmo.